Off the bench with Rozzy Sport.
All right, let's go.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Off the Bench podcast with Roger Sports. I'm your host, Ron Brown. Also here with my co-host, Coach Ron Brown. How you doing today?
All right, all right. How you doing? How you doing?
All right, that's great. All right, so today we have a Osceola County and also Central Florida legend. We are with Coach Paul. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
All right, Coach Paul. Welcome to the Off the Bench.
Legend. Hey, I like that, Ron. A legend, man. I like that. Yes.
Hey, you put that work in, Coach. You put that work in.
Right, Coach
Yeah.
Paul, welcome to the Off the Bench podcast with Roger Sports. So just going to ask some information here. Take us back to your day at Osceola High School. What was your experience like as a stand-up player, and how did that shape who you are today?
Man, it was surreal actually. My playing time at Osceola. I don't know if you guys know, but I played for we had a legendary coach in at Osceola named Ed Kirshner. He's passed away now, but he was legend, man, like a true legend. And I just remember growing up, man. I was a football. My family bred on football, really. We was a football family, but man, my brother played all sports. He played football, basketball, baseball. So I did the same thing, but I was just more, football, more led toward football. But when I got in the eighth grade, a teammate of mine who I graduated with, I was outstanding, all everything in football. And I went out one day for lunch and we were just playing. And he was a basketball. His family came from a basketball. And they was playing ball like they were good. The McCrimmons, y'all probably heard of the McCrimmons.
Yeah, McCrimmon family.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So Paul McCrimmon, he told me one day, he said, yo, come play with me. Come play with me. I think we was at lunch and we was just playing. He was like, come play. I was like, man, I'm a football player. I don't play no basketball. And he was like, no, come play. So I came and played. And bro, I was just playing off of just natural talent. And he was like, man, you're good. He was like, you're good. You should come out and play. I said, nah, bro, I'm a football player. But he taught me into playing. I wound up playing. And that eighth grade year, we played on the middle school team. And I just showed out, man. I played so well that Ed Kirshner, our legendary high school coach, came to one of our middle school games. That never happened. And he watched us play because the buzz was around that, hey, the McCrimmon boy and this Paul boy, they got it going on. Like, they're going to be your young dudes coming up. And so I remember when he came to the game, I was my first time dunking in the game in the eighth grade.
Wow.
And so I was just ecstatic, man, to be able to go to Osceola. And I wound up going there only for 2 years because my first 2 years I went to Gateway High School because my parents moved out in BVL and they would not let me go to Osceola. They was like, we're not going to be driving you way over there. You got to catch the bus and go to Gateway. And man, I was upset, y'all. Bro, the reason I was upset because I had grew up with all these guys. We grew up from little, man, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5 years old, playing together in the neighborhood, playing football, basketball, baseball, everything together. And we had a nice squad. We was like, man, we get to high school and we play for Ed Kirshner, man, we gonna dominate because we've been playing together for so long. And then my mom now, it was a better house situation, but I was like, yo, like, no, like, you mean to tell me I got to go to this new school? I was so heated, bro. But when I finally was able to get my own car, I jetted. She was like, you could go. And I was like, I'm out of there. So after my sophomore year at Gateway, I went over to Osceola and had a great career, man. It was awesome, man. Playing at Osceola was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I recall, this is how awesome it was for a 16-year-old kid. I remember us playing in the Bass Pro tournament in Springfield, Missouri. I think they still have that tournament today. But we got to leave school early and we got to get on a plane. Now, while everybody else in school in high school, this is in the late 80s. And we got on the plane and then I was like, we ain't got to go to class. They were like, no, y'all good. We got on the plane, we flew to Springfield, Missouri, and we played in this tournament, man. We took third place, man. We wound up playing Bartow in the third place game. So both of us came way from Florida to Missouri to play in the third place game. We was talking about that and laughing about that. But it was just great because kids were asking for autographs, and I was looking like, "You want my autograph?" I was like, "I'm still a kid," but they were just swarming us like we was rock stars, and I was like, "This is what it's like to play at Osceola High School, man."
Mm.
So that's what it was.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. It's funny because you named that McCrimmons, man. That takes
Yes.
you back because they ruled
Oh,
Kissimmee.
oh my Ron, yeah, and
Yo,
see that was the great thing about platform. People don't understand in the 80s, early
right.
80s, 82, 83, man, Jimmy McCrimmon, Frank Ford was like they were our everything. Like
Right.
we watched pro basketball and college basketball, but we thought Frank and Jimmy
Oh wow.
McCrimmon were better than the pro players on TV. That's how good those guys were. They
Mm.
had the best. They was the best team in the nation in 82, 83. They went 37-0, number one team in the nation. It's debatable because Dunbar from Baltimore, they
Mm.
was 31-0, and they gave them the number one ranking in the nation. I ain't talking about Central
Wow.
Florida, in the whole nation, but they had 4 NBA players on their team in high school,
Mm.
future NBA players. I think Muggsy Bogues, David Wingate,
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Rashard Lewis, like they had like 4 NBA players was on their high school team. But
Mm.
but I'm biased, so I believe that Osceola was the greatest team in 82, 83, 37-0, beat
Mhm.
everybody in the nation who they played. So
Oh man, that's what's up. And you grew up in that era where you actually played for that team. Well, not
yes,
the 82 team, but you follow suit with them guys
right,
because you guys been good for many years out there in Osceola.
yes,
How,
we have.
how many years has it been?
Man, that I remember in 82, 83, I was 10 years old, man. All I remember is going to the games. I'm a football player now. Now let it be known,
Right.
I'm a football, but I'm going to the games. So my brother played. He was a star football player, but he played on the basketball team as well, and he was on that 37-0 team. So we going to the games, and we just down there. We when they run out, we want to put our hands out so they'll touch our hands, man, cause the things these guys were doing, man, in the 80s, they were doing things that people are doing right now to this day. They were
Right.
ahead of their time, man. Uh, Jimmy, I think Jimmy is like second all-time leading scorer in Osceola County. I think Tim Gatz is number one. I think he got like 2,400 points, and Jimmy had like 2,300 points. But what people don't understand is when Jimmy played in the 80s, 82, in the 80s, early 80s, they didn't have a three-point line.
Oh.
That's right. That's right.
No,
They
they didn't.
didn't.
And he was shooting out of bounds and he would lift his heels up so he wouldn't be out of bounds and just stroking, hitting threes. And now imagine if those would have counted as 3-pointers. He would have crushed. He would have had the record. Nobody would have ever been able to break his record, man.
Wow. Wow. Now that's awesome, man. That definitely is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Frank Ford, he was on that team. He actually made it to the Lakers. He got drafted by the Lakers, and I think he got cut the last cut
Mm.
of when he was with the Lakers, but he made it to he played at Auburn with Charles Barkley and Chuck Person.
Oh, wow.
Like these dudes were great. They
So
true legends.
how far did you get it? How far did you make it with Osceola, man?
With
When you
me,
finally came make that transition over.
we made it, man. My junior year, man, we had a great year, man. We went 27-7, but we played like tough competition. I remember we were 3A back then.
Right.
Our coach was like, listen, we can't get no 3A, 4A. None of those teams wouldn't play us. They was like, we're not playing them because they knew about us. We were called the Speed Express, and we were gonna press the whole entire game on makes and misses. We're gonna press you, and we're gonna run and gun. And we actually in my junior year, we made it to the we made it. We was about to get to the Final Four, and we lost by like 4 points to Lakeland, Kathleen, who had some monsters. But that's as far as I got, man. Right to the Final Four, right up to getting to the Final Four that last game.
Oh man. Now you remember Alonzo Harris, right?
We used to go at it.
Yeah,
Look,
I remember you guys were talking. Tell us a little bit about those battles, man, because that was Quidge in Osceola, right?
Alonzo was beast, man. Alonzo Harris and Willie Fisher. I remember them two because they were dunking everything. Like, and them boys they were taller than us. Our team, Osceola, we always been a small team. Like, we ain't had nobody over like 6'3", man. They had Lonzo and them was 6'5", 6'7", 6'8". They had guys like that, but they knew, hey, when these little small Osceola boys come over here, hey, y'all got to be ready because they knew we was gonna run, gun. We gonna test your conditioning, and that's what we did. And one thing I remember about Lonzo and Willie, they had them flat tops back in the day in the 80s, and I had a flat top. And everybody knew in Florida, everybody knew when you went to a gym and you watch basketball, if you see a brother with a flat top, everybody knew, oh, he could jump out the gym. He could jump out. Like, you could not have a flat top and be out there and you can't jump. Like, if they would literally be like, man, you got to cut that off, bro. You if you playing basketball with a flat top back then in Florida, oh man, he could fly. He could fly. Everybody knew that.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. I remember you guys in the gym going back and forth talking about that. So I had to bring that memory up for you. Now, did you guys win? Who won the games though? Like,
oh, it was a battle, man. Like, I couldn't tell you, like, they would beat us sometimes, we would beat them sometimes, because it always came down to who had the home court advantage. Gotcha. So when we went to play them, most likely they probably were gonna squeak by us because of their home crowd, man. I'm talking about crowds where when you take the ball out, you had to say, excuse me, like people lined up standing around the gym. And when they came to Osceola, the same thing. Like, they knew, man, like these people crazy down here in Kissimmee, like, because that's just how it was, man. We were very passionate about our sports down here. And they still are, but it's not like back in the day.
So I think we got one though, but like what made you, like, what was your passion like with sports? Like, what made you really get into sports? Because you said you football and then transferred over. So like, tell us a little bit about that. Like, what made you think like sports was going to be something that's going to help you out with your future? You know what I mean?
Well, that would have to go to my brother, Marcus Paul. He passed away like 7 years ago, but
I'm sorry about that, brother.
Yes, sir. He was my oldest brother. I have another brother, 13 months older than me, but Marcus was like 6 years older than me. He was with Jimmy and Frank around their ages, and he always, whatever big bro was gonna do, I was gonna do. So if he was playing sports, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna play sports. He had good grades. He was a good dude, all of that, but he played sports, man. He played football, baseball, basketball. He played everything, and I did the same thing. I tried to mimic him, and he wound up, making it to the pros. He played 5 years with the Chicago Bears. He coached in the NFL, got 5 Super Bowl rings. So me just watching him gave me that design, that I said, man, if my big bro could do it, like, could do it too. And me and him used to have battles, man. My mom would, when he used to come home, he went to Syracuse University. When he would come home for summer break, I would be like, bro, let's go. And me and him would go outside in the backyard, and we had a hoop, and we would play one-on-one. Like, he's a football player, but was an athlete, could play basketball too. And he was 6'3", 215 pounds. So he was like, bro, you're not strong enough. And I was like, well, come on, let's go. And we would just battle, and he would beat me because of his strength. He would always put that strength on me, but I was more skillful than him. But he was like, bro, you're not strong enough. You're just not big enough. And we used to go at it. My mom used to actually come outside with a broom and used to be like, listen, y'all, because we used to like go at it. You got heated. Yeah. I couldn't whoop him, like, he's my big brother, but I wasn't backing down, and he made me tough. So when I played guys my age, I was like, bro, y'all can't touch me, man. I be playing my big bro. Like, you can't get with me. So that's where that passion and desire came from, my big brother, Marcus Paul.
All right. Much respect to him. Much respect. Yes, sir.
Sir.
All right. After your playing career, what inspired you to return to the same community and begin coaching the next generation of players in Osceola?
Oh, man, probably just, I went to college in Chicago, man. When I went there, when I left for college, when I left Osceola, man, I thought I was like, man, I'm good. Like, I was like, bro, like, I'm finna go up here and kill in Chicago. But now, Florida back then was a football state.
Yes.
Chicago, Midwest, that's a
And
whole different.
basketball.
Right. So I go up there, but me, I'm a competitor. Like I don't like I'm gonna go at you. So I get up there and I start playing, and I'm like, bro, I went to a junior college because I really messed up my first 2 years with my grades. So I wasn't focused because having to go to Gateway High School. Really, I was so mad and upset that, bro, I wasn't even doing my work in school, and it hindered me. So I wound up having to go to a junior college. But when I got up there in Chicago and started seeing the level of basketball being played up there, I was just like, whoa, man. I went down to Southside and played. Just like playing not as a team. Like I played for the team, but I used to go with my homeboy from the football team. He used to take me around, and we used to play all over the city because he was like, man, you nice, you nice, you nice. So he wanted to see me play against these other guys. And we went to Southside one day, and bro, these dudes were so good, man. They were throwing lobs, catching it backwards, like doing all crazy stuff. And I'm saying to
Right.
myself, like, I'm asking the people, I'm like, hey, why they're not in the NBA? This is how good they were. I said, these guys should be in the NBA. The NBA players are doing this stuff that they're doing. And they told me, they was like, man, these are street dudes. These are drug dealers and street dudes.
Yeah.
They don't even play basketball. And bro, they was in there doing stuff NBA players was doing, man. And I was just like, whoa. So it really made me really think and say, what? When I go back to Florida, I got to let them know that, hey, man, we got to step our game up. Like, we're playing around here in Florida. You might be good in Florida, but when you go to New York, Chicago, LA, West Coast, bro, you're not that good. You just got to keep it real. You're not that good. Like, you got to put in more work. You're going to have to put in more work because these dudes are doing this stuff. They doing some fantastic things out here on this court, man. So that made me want to go back. I knew I wasn't gonna. I had a dream of making it to the league. All kids do make it to, but I was too small. I'm 6 foot, and I was out of position. I played the 2 guard, but I would have needed to be a point guard. But I was not a point guard. I could jump out the gym, but I was not a point guard. So I said, you know what? My family brought me back. My family was still here, so I came back. And I just started. I said, well, I could give back to the community by coaching the younger guys around here, and that's what I did, man. I really want to level them up. I remember J.D. Bracey. I don't know if you guys know J.D. Bracey, but
Bracey. He's in Orlando.
Oh, he played at Osceola High School, but he went to Florida State. He was all state, all everything at Osceola. He was younger than me, so when I came back from college, he was the star player at Osceola High School. I think he was a sophomore then, but he was all everything, man. 6'4", I think it was like 190, but he had a deadly 3-point stroke.
Right.
So me coming back from college, man, I was in my prime. I was at my best ever. So I was up there playing against them boys in Chicago. So I came back and I worked at the Boys and Girls Club. And all them boys used to come over there from Osceola, Bobby Scipio, JD, DJ, all them. So I would challenge them. I said, what? I said, who y'all best player? And everybody was like, man, J.D. Bracey. So I caught J.D. Bracey in the Boys and Girls Club gym one day. I said, hey, let's go one-on-one, me and you. And he was like, of course, he was like, let's go. Like, I'm the man. But he was a sophomore. He was young. I'm in college. We played, man, and I beat him 10-2. I beat him. And I said, what, JD? I said, see, I did that to let you know. You got to go even harder, man. Like, and I told him, I said, bro, you a great talent. Like, you could go to that next level. I said, but I just want to show you that don't be satisfied with where you at right now, because you could get a lot better. I'm showing you what a college basketball level player could do to you, a star high school player, and I just beat you 10-2. Like you wasn't even close. And I'm a JUCO player, not a D1 player. So I did that to provoke just more grind in him, and he took off. After that, I'm not saying I was the one who made him, but man, his junior year, man, that boy, I think he averaged like 27 or something. I said that man was killing everybody. He was dominating.
Nah, that's good, because some guys that have it, they need to hear that. They need to be humbled so they know that, okay, wow, there is somebody out there that's actually better than me.
Yep.
Humble them so they can get hungry, and then they're gonna put that work in, and then look what happens.
That's
You
right,
feel me? So
Ron.
nah, you need that. You
Yes,
definitely
sir.
need that for
Yes,
sure.
sir.
I'll be straight with you. So like, I'm gonna go back, and if he hears this, he'll laugh. But we had a team with my son AJ that plays out right now, right? And it was called True Ballers. And Ron, I don't know if you remember this, but beating everybody in the state of Florida. We was beating everybody. So nationals at the time, I think it was in like the 4th grade or whatever. Nationals was in like in Kentucky or somewhere in the Midwest, right? So you already said you was in Chicago, so you already know that Midwest basketball is just a little different, And, we went out there, and I kid you not, the first game we had these two boys that didn't look like they could play any lick of basketball. They were just, you know what I mean, like. He on the court with us. We got horses over here. This dude got ponies and stuff on the court. Like, what are you doing? Did they not run us out the gym? We
He got
walked
blown
out
out.
there. I ain't gonna say what he said, but he said, "Hey, we got beat by some black kids. What's going on here?" I said, "That means that's on us. That's on us, coach. We really have to lay in on the fundamentals of the game because those
Yeah.
kids just beat us with pure fundamentals. We had the athleticism. We had some great plays. We had all that. I don't know if Ronald remember that, but they just beat us off of straight fundamental basketball.
Yes.
And that was in the Midwest. Humbled us real quick. Humbled us
Yes.
real quick. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
but all it did was when we came back to Florida, we got back in the
Yes.
lab,
That's it.
history. Now we knew, like, listen, athleticism is not going to get you but so far.
No.
Yep.
Yes, sir. I think everybody had that humble spirit. I know I did playing in high school. We see a team come out, all white boys, and we just looking like, man, we finna kill them. We dunking all their
Right.
warm-ups, 360 and warm-up. They just shoot. Man, them boys shot our lights out. Man, the game wasn't even close. They fun. They passing and going, picking and
Oh,
rolling
man.
are just killing us, bro. So
Humble experience.
yes.
Oh, man, goodness. Yeah, man. So let's get to your young ones here, man. So how many young ones do you have, and how many of them been play some sports, follow your footsteps?
Who, my what, kids?
Sure.
Man, well, I only had one, Tia, man. Tia was the only one I had. I got 4 girls. So all 4 of my ladies. And let me tell you how I knew how I decided which one was gonna play sports. Because you know us, Ron. I play
Right.
sports. I don't care what my kid is, a boy or girl. Oh, you finna play sports. That's my thinking, you know.
Right.
Even if you can't play, I'm gonna try and put you in it. So I had my kids, and my wife is not. She's not athletic. She ain't. I think she ran track one day. She told me she went out for one day for track and then go back. So that's how athletic she is. So all the
Right.
athleticism comes from me. I gave all my kids a basketball at a real young age, and I just handed them the basketball and they dribbled. And my first 3 girls grabbed the basketball and they went boop boop boop. Talk about
Right.
they patted the ball like that, and I was like, I said, oh no. I said, can't none of them play. So I didn't even worry about them 3. So when my baby came along, Tia, the youngest,
Yeah.
she looked just like me, light skinned. She came along. She was short, but I gave her a basketball. I don't know if she was 3, 4, whatever. I said, dribble. And man, she grabbed that ball. She went boom, 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 boom. And I said, I told my wife, I said, I got me one. I got me one. Yep. And the rest is history, man. I trained her from a young age, and the help with you, Ron, when you had the dynamite. Y'all seen Tia play with
yeah.
play with your boys Isaiah and AJ back in the day. You know, we used to go to Tangelo and all over. I remember the days. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this because I'll never forget this because I was trying to build the girls team and you was like, nah, man, I need to play with your boys. She need to be over there. She need to be over there. And I was like, dude, but he said, nah. I need her to play over there but you know what? She showed out. My best point guard at one point. Let me tell you.
Hey, I'm glad you see. I forgot that. I forgot I even said that. But I now that I'm thinking about it, I know that's what I said because I knew what she was capable of. And you know, I'm a little ambivalent about, you know, the way I trained her and raised her up. You know, I got mixed feelings because Even growing up older, and she got older, we started talking, and she really had an issue with me because she looked at me like, man, like you were more of a coach and that, like instead of a dad girl, dad
Right.
girl relationship. I missed out on that because I was so fixated on her basketball. Like I was telling my wife, this girl is good. Like, hey, this girl is really good. Like
Right.
she can really make it.
Yeah.
And I messed up. I coached her. I remember one game, man, when I was coaching her in a tournament, and my wife was there, and Tia was the point guard, right? How she was. She
Oh
she
yeah.
just had the IQ. She knew how to get everybody involved, and so I'm calling her name, Tia, do this, Tia. And my wife came to me at halftime. And she said, "If you call my baby name one more time, I'm pulling her off of this team." She's like, "She's not the only one on the team." And I was doing that. She was like, "You call her name 50 times." I didn't even realize it. I was just, you are with the point guard, bro. The
Oh
point
yeah.
guard got to get everybody, but hey,
Yeah.
call this
They're the extension of you on the sideline.
right. Right. And they were young, so them kids ain't really know what to do. So I was trying to tell her to get everybody in position and do this and do that. And I was calling her name, and my wife was like, "No." So that made me sit back and think. It was like, "Oh, wait a minute, Aunt, like you got to calm down." And so after that, I stopped training her. I was coaching Osceola at that time, so I was real busy with the boys coaching them. But my wife actually found Tia a trainer. I don't know if y'all know Ryan Two Hands basketball.
Oh, you know Ryan. You know
Yeah,
Ryan. He came
Ryan
around
just
after we shut down with more than basketball, so I remember him.
okay.
He's the head coach now at Osceola now.
Yes, he just got the job. But I remember I was at a game. We had a game at Lake Wells or somewhere in Polk County, and I was out with the boys' high school team. And my wife called me, and she was like, "Babe, I think I found her trainer." Because Tia had a game at the Civic Center, and I had a game way in Polk County with the high school team. And I was like, "Are you sure?" Remember, I told you my wife don't know nothing about by sport. She talking about she found her trainer. I said, "Oh Lord, I'm gonna probably have to continue training her. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do it." But when I saw Ryan and he showed me his videos, and then I took her to one of his sessions, and the way he was working her with that basketball and everything, I was like, "Ryan, she's yours." I was
Right.
like, "Good. I don't have to." Now I could be the dad that I should have been the whole time instead of basketball. I let Ryan do that, and she loved Ryan. And man, she would do everything Ryan told her to do. And I was like, "Ryan, I think that's gonna be too difficult." He was having her do it. I was like, "Bro, I ain't never do that with her." He had her doing everything he showed her. She did it, and I
She was
was
able to
looking.
do.
I was amazed, man. I was like, I don't know. I think y'all know that girl Taylor. I think the
Yeah,
Taylor,
I know we know Taylor Stelly.
who was
Was that?
real
Oh
good.
yeah.
Her and Tia was training actually together. Ryan was training Taylor too. And when I saw Taylor, I was like, Tia, that's that girl Taylor. I was like, that girl on another level. I said, "You think you're gonna be able to?" Because she was a shooter. Tia
Yeah,
was more
yeah.
of a ball handler. And Tia was like, "Dad, like whatever." And Tia was out there shooting right with it, and I was like, "Dang, girl, you can shoot like this." I didn't even know you could shoot like this.
Right.
But she didn't want Taylor to show her up, so she was like, "Listen, I'm gonna step my game up," and I like that, man. I really like that. So that was
Yeah.
good.
So let me ask you this question for the dads that are coaches that have kids on the team. What would you suggest and how they should handle that with your experiences?
Man, what I would say, man, it's going to be difficult. Like I'm not saying everybody's like me because I'm a little different, man. When I played and when I coach, bro, I'm trying to win every game. Like I
Right.
don't care whatever, whoever we playing. I'm trying to win. Like I'm not taking no losses. If I take a loss, then I'm gonna be. If we lose, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, we need to be in the gym tonight. We need to get better. We need to do this and do that."
Right.
So I'm at that level. So I'm a real hard coach, man. So what I would say is just try to differentiate between being their dad and being their coach. I do other things with them that don't have anything to do with basketball. Like take them out, eat, and just talk to them about nothing, not basketball. Talk about every other thing. How's it going in school? You like any boys or just anything other than basketball, man? That's the mistake I made because every time me and Tia communicated, it was just all basketball.
Right. That's something that does that because I had to learn that too. Even though I might be a little younger than that, I'm an old school at so I'm all about like, yo, we going hard, we going this. And my wife is a little quiet, but she in her settled way be like, you gotta ease up. Because when they kids, that's the most important time to be around them and see their growth, and because they got all eyes on you and you don't want to be all on them. Ronald here at one point, and I said this once before, Ronald here, I was all on Ronald at one point to where he came up to me and said he didn't want to play no more.
Right.
You know, he's like, Dad, he won't say it now, like, oh, it was me who was putting the pressure on him. He would say it was just too much and he didn't want it. I know it was me because I had to pull back. And son, I say it here, I apologize to you because you were my guinea pig, okay? You were my firstborn that was ball. I mean, so you was the one that I learned how to make sure I didn't do with the other three. So my bad.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. But hey, the oldest always get the toughest of the parents, man. Hey, Brian Jr. Exactly. Hey, that's how I go. My brother said the same thing. My oldest brother was like, man, Pop treated me way harder than you guys. And I was like, hey, bro, I'm sorry. I'm the baby. You got to talk with him about that. Like, and my dad always apologized. He said, yes, son, I was real hard on you. So that comes with the territory.
It really does. But no, that's good. That's real important. You definitely need to understand the separation for sure. You don't want to mess up the relationship that you have with your kids.
And
let them definitely.
And Ron, let them have fun. Let them play the game and have fun. And you can tell if this their sport or not. Or if they say, hey, they don't want to play it. All right, then you say, all right, hey, well, let's go on. What you want to do next? I'm behind you. I'm gonna support you.
Right.
And whatever you want to do, I'm gonna support you. Not like some people, oh no, you gonna play this in. I know some people. I wasn't that hard. I was hard because I knew I was only hard on Tia because I knew what she had. I told y'all how I knew she was good. And I didn't do that with my other. One of my daughter that's a little bit older than her also played. She played basketball. She played at Dan John, and they had a great year together. But she wasn't skilled or nothing, but she was a competitor, and she was big, and she was out there deboing them girls. I told her, I said, listen, I said, this is your strength. You're big, you're strong. I said, get the rebound, play defense. I said, get the ball to Tia and run the court.
Your sister. Give it the ball to sister. That's it.
That's what she did. And she was actually good. I told my wife, I was like, man, I can't believe my daughter is this good. And I said, but she's listening to what I'm saying. She's playing her role. She's not trying to be Tia and think she could go in between. No, baby, that's not you. That's not you. You can't do that. Just, play, do what you can do. And that's how it was, man. So, and me and her, good relationship. I wasn't in her. Nothing happened with her because I knew in my heart that, she's not a basketball player. She's playing, but she ain't going to school. She's not going to college for basketball. But Tia, I was thinking like, man, Tia could make the WNBA. That's how I was thinking.
We all thought that, brother. Let me tell you. He was a baller, boy.
That was me saying that, but I didn't talk to Tia and say, Tia, do you want to play in the WNBA? And so when she she played her freshman year in high school. I was coaching. I started coaching the girls team. Tia played her freshman year. They went undefeated. She was on the freshman team. She was killing. I actually was supposed to pull her up to play for me on varsity. But I didn't because I knew. I said, man, these girls going to be jealous. Man, they're going to eat my baby up. Like, it was her and another freshman that they played at Dan John together that I was supposed to bring both of them up to play varsity. They were capable and able and was better than a lot of them on the team. But I didn't do it because I wanted to protect them, man. Because I knew what I had, and these girls were seniors and juniors, man, and they were rough, man. I was like, nah, y'all not finna eat my two little girls up. No, so I let them play freshman, and I let them stay there. And I said, the next year, when they leave, y'all could come up and y'all could dominate. But Tia wind up not playing her sophomore and her junior year. She did not play high school basketball. She came back her senior year. And I'm going to tell you why she didn't. I remember the first game we had, we was on the bus. and we were going, man, and we had played a game. I think we had a game Monday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night, and we were going to Polk County and back. We was getting back to the high school at like 12:30. Wow. And I was like, hey, did y'all do y'all homework? Like, you gotta do your homework. It was a brutal schedule, man. Like 3 games in 1 week. And Tia was looking at me like that. And then I was like, and we got practice every day. And Tia said, Dad, we got to practice every day. I said, it's high school. This not middle school where y'all practice 2 days. Right. I said, we practice every day. She said, but we played 3 games. I was like, that's part of the grind. That's part of high school basketball. And when I looked at her, I knew then. I was like, oh, she don't like this. She was like, man, it ain't fun no more for me. She was still doing her thing, but that's why she didn't play that sophomore and junior year. She was like, nah, I don't want that schedule. And then I think she missed it them 2 years, and so she came back and played her senior year and had had a good year. But she told me, I don't want to go to college, Dad, and I don't want to go to college and play this. She told me straight up. She said, because of the environment, man, and you don't talk about the sexuality, and Tia was not having that. She was like, nah, Dad, I don't want to go to no NBA or no college. And I said, okay, I ain't gonna force you, okay.
Right. I hear you, brother. I hear you. You gotta support them what their decisions are. You know, again, it taught her a lot of life lessons too, which a lot of people don't understand this game brings. Right? Like teaches her so much. So it helped her become to who she is today. So and that's what sports does, you know. And trust me, she got a lot of people who know who she is, and she might not even know it. You know what I mean? Like, I remember her.
Right. Yeah. She don't run. She don't remember. Cause I'm telling her, I'm like, Tia, I was like, man, I remember when we used to go, you were little, everybody was like, oh, that go that little girl, that little point guard, that little girl good. And I tell her that stuff now. She be like, I don't remember that. I'm like, girl, you ain't that I remember
old. It. Let me tell you. Hey, I think somewhere along the line, I got some pictures. I'm gonna have to go look for them.
Bro, she just turned 25 and she thinks she's just so old and now she don't. I'm like, you're 25. You like, come on, man. You're not old. Like,
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Oh man, what you got, Ronald? What you got?
All right. So, what advice would you give to young athletes who dream of like even playing high school, college, or even professional?
Man, what I would say to you is go out, learn the fundamentals of the game, master the fundamentals, repetition. I can't say that, enough. That, if you want to play something and you want to be great at it, and if you want to make it to the college level, a lot of times I just stick to the college level. I don't say the pro level. That's a whole different game, and it's just like by what 0.1% of guys that actually make it to the pros. Like that's not easy to do, man. I don't think people understand that. Making it to the pros in sports is very difficult, man. And I commend anybody who got close, anybody who got to training camp and got released and made it and got cut. I commend you, man. You're awesome. Like, it's very hard. And I really didn't understand that until I went to college. I thought I loved basketball when I went to college. And after what they told me I had to do, film session, weightlifting, and this, and I'm like, bro, like, don't we got a 2-hour practice and then I got the rest of the day? And it's like, no, bro, this is not high school no more. This is college, big time college. Like, no, it's a grind. So I would say make sure you really love it, man. Whatever sport you play, make sure you love it. And I will also say that play different sports. I know that's uncommon nowadays. They just stick to one sport. But you'll be amazed of how much better you'll get by playing different sports. Like, even like if you're a basketball player, man, cross country and soccer, oh my God, what that would do to you on a basketball court, oh man, it would make you so much better. I had a teammate, my point guard. When I was a senior, he was a junior. I was a year ahead of him. But Mike Frensley, y'all might know him. He played at St. Peter's. He led St. Peter's to the NCAA tournament. He had that ponytail. You can look it up. But man, he was one of the coldest white boys on the court that I ever seen, man. This dude was so good, man. And his dad was our coach my senior year. I was a senior, he was a junior. And his dad knew that I was the best defensive player on the team. So he always like, all right, oh, you're guarding the best player. And I was like, all right, I ain't got no problem with that, coach. And I got the score too now. But every day, Ron, you guys, he will put me up against his son. He said, you're guarding my son. And I was like, coach, I'm not guarding him. And he was like, why not? I said, man, that man don't stop moving. Bro, this man, hey, because he ran cross country, I think he ran the mile in like 4 minutes or 3 minutes. And I knew how fast that was because when we played, we couldn't practice unless we ran an under 6 minute mile on our Osceola basketball team. If you couldn't crack under 6 minute mile, coach said, oh, you're not practicing today. You're still on the team if you make team, but you're not practicing until you make this under 6 minute mile. And man, I remember when I made it, I was so happy, man. I was like, I was about to die, bro. But he was like, you got to be in shape. You got to be in condition to play how we're going to play. Like we're pressing, we're running the whole game. And this dude, Mike Frensley, man, I love him to the death. We're still friends to this day. But man, he taught me so much. Man, y'all know how Steph Curry moves in the basketball game.
Yep.
Non-stop. This dude was doing that to me, and I would grab his shirt. I would hold him. I would grab him. Just say, man, just stay still. Let me breathe. Can I get a break? And he would just run around. And that helped him. And I was like, man, I should have ran cross country. If it made this boy run like this, and soccer is another sport that you run a lot in, it's going to help your stamina, man. That's half of the battle. A lot of people don't understand. If you're in tip-top condition, if you're in tip-top, you have stamina that I'm not talking about the regular stamina that all the players gonna have on the basketball team. But if you're above them where you could just run, bro, everybody know fatigue makes a coward out of all of us. I don't care how good you are, how strong you are. When you get tired, you're not going to be as strong. You're not going to be as good. You're not going to jump as high. So if you master that conditioning in whatever sport you play, man, that's half the battle. And then just work on those fundamentals, repetition. You could go a long way, man. And that comes from self-discipline, man. I preach self-discipline, man. I tell kids all the time, play sports because it's going to teach you self-discipline. And the way I define self-discipline is doing the things that you should do, but you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it, but I need to do this if I want to go to that next level. But your body's saying, no, I don't feel like getting up at 4 a.m. and running this track or lifting weights. I don't feel like it. Do it. That's the self-discipline I'm talking about. You like when your parents raised you and they tell you growing up, make up your bed when you get up. Clean the room. Did we want to do it? Man. Nah. Do I got to make up my bed? What's the big deal? It's my bed. I'm going to see. No, make that bed. What they were trying to teach you? Self-discipline.
Discipline.
You wake up in the morning. I got to go to school. I'm rushing. I'm late. Oh, no, make that bed up. You like, what? Self-discipline. I don't want to do it, but I need to do it. Just do it because it's going to teach you something that's going to help you on in the future, man. In life in general.
I like how you put that. That's so true. That is so true.
So all right. So, Coach Paul, so when people look back at your career as a player and coach, what legacy do you hope to leave? What legacy do you hope you've left in Osceola community?
Man, only thing I hope I left, man, is Coach Paul was a good dude, a good guy. He loved the Lord. Most importantly, he loved Jesus. He's a believer in Jesus Christ. That's really the main thing right there. I don't care if you don't remember anything else. As long as you remember he was a believer, and you should be one too. You should give your life to Christ. You know,
sir.
If that's all you get from Coach Paul, then hey, I did my job. I'm good. I was a hard player. I was very competitive. You know, I always wanted to win, whether he was playing or coaching. He's trying to win. He's not just out there taking a day off. No, he's trying to win every time. If you play him in anything, he's going to try to beat you. That's my dog, ask Tia. I never let her win. Nope. I was bigger than her. I was like, I'm not going to let you win. I would take it a little easy on her, but when it got closer, while she's catching up, then I would win the game. And she's be like,
Right.
why didn't you let me win? I can't let you win because this is going to help you when you go play against girls your age. So that's the thing I would want people to take, that I was just a good dude, man, who loved the Lord and gave back to his community, tried to help out all the kids, 30 years in the school district, 20
Right.
years coaching. So my whole life was around helping the next generation. You
Right.
know, me
Right.
and my wife used to have talks all the time. I don't know, the school district, you don't make a lot of money in the school district, man. But I used to tell her, I'd be like, but these kids, I used to tell her, I could go out and chase money like a lot of people do. I said, but these kids, when I look in their eyes, man, they don't have, a lot of them don't have their dads. They don't have nobody. And if I could be that father figure, that mentor to them, that's what I'm
Right.
going to do. So that made me want to stay in there and help them out, whether it was coaching basketball, whether it was getting your schoolwork, whether it was behaving, teaching them how to behave in school and not getting in trouble all the time. I taught 15 years at New Beginnings. That's a behavior school. So my whole life is around, considered around helping the young, man. You know, Jesus said his word, you know, it's only what you do for others. He said, why have you done this to me? And they was like, what do you mean? What have we done to you? He said, when you have done it to the least of these, to other people who are in
Right.
jail, people in the community, you treat them right and do right about them. You're doing that to God. You're doing that to Jesus. So, you know, I
Right.
just take that in and looked at that and was like, man, I'm gonna do this for these kids, for this younger generation. And a lot of the kids I coach, man, were former teammates of mine. They're
Kids and stuff.
kids. Yeah, and some of them were incarcerated and wasn't there for their kids, and I stepped in and was like, listen, man, I played with your dad. I know what you got. And I'm not gonna let you go to these streets, bro. I'm not gonna
Right.
let you. And I stayed on them, picked them up from practice, took them to games, and I just did everything to keep them off them streets, man. So that's the one thing I would say, man, that Matt Paul, he wasn't no drug dealer. He didn't do drugs, and he tried to keep the young people off the streets, and he believed in Jesus Christ. If they could remember that, then I did my job.
Amen. That's what's up, brother. That's what's up. That's something to remember, brother, for sure.
Yes.
Definitely.
Good, man.
All right.
All right, so definitely, Coach Paul, I definitely enjoyed having you on the podcast today. It was a pleasure listening to your story and all the information that you gave regarding Osceola. Definitely a lot of people wanted to hear that. Definitely wanted to say thank you for joining the Off the Bench podcast today, and everybody to like and subscribe.
Like
All
and
right.
subscribe. Coach Paul, we definitely appreciate you, man. And we definitely have to have you back on once again sometime soon. And maybe I'm gonna try to get Alonzo so we can get that battle going with Oak Ridge and Osceola again.
Okay. Alonzo, he gonna be talking all that trash. You let him tell it. They beat us every time. That was hey, but thank you guys for having me on, man. Run and run and run. Thank
Ron and
y'all for having
Ron.
me
Yeah, let's
on,
go
man.
to the next
Appreciate
headline. Ron and Ron.
it. Right, run, and run. That's how I gotta put that. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Man.
sir. You have a blessed one, Coach. You have a blessed one.
All right, you guys do the same. Thank you.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.